Good morning, good morning. Thank you, Lord, for a new day to trade. Not financial advice, educational purposes only. Shorting small caps is very high risk. All right, so since I just been on this call the last, or this live stream the last 20 seconds, I just got my first fill on BATL. So had an order waiting at 10.95. I didn't want to get in it too early. And I'm also in TMDE. I woke up late, so I didn't get to play any of this crazy price action, but green on both of them, but honestly playing them both rather small because what hit 150%? TMDE, yeah. Because with everything going on in the Middle East, I want to see what these tickers do, but let's see if there's any new plays coming out. But yeah, I'm in both these plays, but on the light side, just because I want to see what oil does. What? TPET. This one fell earlier, close to the 200 at $1. So if it gets closer up there, probably be interested in that one as well. Had my first cover on TMDE, 286. Again, going to scalp them mostly more than anything until I see the direction they're headed. Because a lot of times with these events like this, you'll see these strong initial moves and they'll give back, but they can also rally throughout the day. So not sure what TMDE is going to do or BATL. So it's going to be more scalping than long holds for now. They do got a lot to give back. Good morning, good morning. I was actually looking forward to this live stream. Sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, I wish I could just trade privately, not have to do live streams. But today I was looking forward to it because I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities. I get that way whenever the market's slow and I'm just staring at a blank screen forever. AGIG. Is this another oil company? AGIG is pushing up right here. It is another oil company. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Let's make some money today. Oh, TMDE must be dropping a little bit. Yeah. So my I already scalped it once from like 350 and I got out at 303. This time I'm gonna try to hold it to about 286 is where my cover is. And again, you're gonna see me scalp these more till I can decide the direction of them. Is this just going to be an initial intense move and then it fades throughout the day, or it wouldn't be surprising if one or two of these tickers rip, though. I don't think all of them will, but there will be one that's a favorite, and I haven't really figured out which one that's going to be yet. I have a feeling it's going to be BATL, though. But who knows? But I'm looking forward to other PRs that come out because I think if it's not related to oil or gas or war or whatever, it's going it's going to have a hard time holding up. I think unless the news is really good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some other PRs that's not related to this, but new PRs related to oil or gas or war, I'm gonna be very, very cautious about. Like these, we've already seen a lot of the move, and even if it starts pushing, I don't think it's gonna be an out of control push where I can't get out. But a new PR that mentions something like that, be I'm gonna be a little cautious. Let it make its move first. Only play it if it's at a strong level. Those type of situations. CDIO, you're holding overnight? That was my biggest win Friday, actually. Made 2,400 on that one. Oh, nice, bro. That was a good hold. Look how much it's already gapped down. Nice job. Let's see. So I used to hold overnight, but I don't really, I never really swung. Like I would usually get out either pre-market or intraday than following day. Personally, again, it probably has a lot more to give back. But if you held it there, like what's your, I guess what's your main question? Because you've already, it looks like you're already in the money quite a bit. Think it'll go much lower? That's your question? Okay. Again, not financial advice, but what's probably going to happen is probably going to base out around this 200 for a little bit, and it could get a potential bounce here. But again, it's so hard to know. INDO. Let me pull this one out. Let me pull this one out real quick, and we'll talk about it more. This is another oil company, right? INDO. Some Indonesia company, I believe. INDO. Yeah, I'll just remember this one. But yeah, no, it should go back to reality at some point, to be honest. Like it should get back to this range, but I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to consolidate around this $5 level. One, it's a psychological level. Two, that's where the 200 is, and previously that's kind of where it like based out, right here. So me personally, not financial advice, but if it was me, I would at least trim some at 5. Secure some profit just in case it wants to bounce. BATL's pushing up here. So again, I'm in small. I did get in about right here. 1095 was my fill. Intentionally played it small because I feel like if there's one that really pushes, it's probably going to be this one. So let's see what it does. And when I say I played it small, like very small, 200 shares, because I had a feeling it was going to do this. So my next entry, I believe, is 1195, another couple hundred. Because again, playing it small till I can figure out the direction of some of these. Pushing now. And a lot of y'all know I made a fatal error Thursday shorting one of those. I can't remember the one that had news with AMD. I ended up pulling out a green day, but man, that was frustrating missing that news. Kind of rocked my pre-market, but it all ended well, if anybody was concerned. Friday was pretty good too. The end of day live stream finally had some plays. The last 2 weeks before that was kind of dead. There wasn't much to play, but last Friday was pretty good. I'm not gonna drop names, but because he's a little more private. But man, one of the guys in the group had a historic day. About 3-4x more than I've ever made in a day. So there's a lot of people And then there was another guy who broke, what was it? Like 12, 13, no, it was 13 something K, like crazy days. Friday. I had more of a conservative day, but it's still a good day. TMDE, yeah, this is the one. I'm a little bit heavier on TMD, not much, but I mean, I'm in like the full 1,000 shares where I'm only in, you know, a couple hundred in BATL, but I want to see if we get a drop to visit VWAP at some point. I think if something else really pushes and steals attention, there's a chance. But BATL, I'm the most nervous about. I just feel like there's a chance it might continue to fight. And if you pull up the daily, it's got a little bit of range on it. So, not saying I think it will visit 20 level, but honestly, depending on how this war plays out, or this how should I say it, Middle East situation. Here we go. My next entry is 1195. And if we start breaking new highs, I'm not playing the average up game with this. Since it's a hot theme, I'll probably just cut if we get over 1250. Again, I'm pretty risk adverse these days, so I don't want to chase something that might be hot. Trying to be patient, waiting for it to come to me. 1195. If I don't get the fill, I don't get the fill, but this is not one I want to chase. I want to make sure I keep a good average with this one. Can't believe TMDE didn't rip for 6. Oh, it has a nice little gap fill there. Let's see. So this one hasn't been around too long, has it? Since April of last year. Your BATL, so I should have got that fill. Yep, got the fill. So now I'm gonna keep my eye on it, make sure it doesn't start squeezing. 3.95 million float. Huge institutional ownership. I didn't even realize that. So let's see what it does. I think that's wrong. I'm seeing insider ownership 14%, institutional 6. Oh, it is 61. Jesus. Yeah. So that's another reason if this one pushes, I'm just probably gonna leave it alone. About to 1250. This is probably about to squeeze. Got my finger on the trigger if it does. Oh yeah, this is probably about to squeeze. I'm gonna do my last entry right here, but I would not be surprised if this thing squeezes here in a second. So last entry. See if we can come back to reality a little bit, or if we squeeze. Added at 1253. There we go. So I'm gonna trim some here, get my average down because I got up to 800 shares. Now I'm only down to 400 shares. Took a small loss on it, but not much because of that last ad was very helpful. 1250 something. There we go. Now I'm in the money. So I'm gonna trim a little more here. Let's go. I thought that was about to get ugly for a second. I'll be honest with y'all. I was like, uh-oh. Honestly wasn't expecting that to flip green so quick, but I'll take it. So got way down on my size. TMDE still slowly dropping. I'm thinking I probably should take profit. I might actually just, I'm up quite a bit on it. Because it based out at 3 previously, so I might trim some of it here. I wanted to see it get a little bit closer to VWAP, but I'm gonna, like I said, I'm in 1,000 shares. I'll knock it down to like 500. And I'm not really going to add here on BATL. I want to see what it does. So I'm only in, again, got up to 800. Now I'm only in 200. Ended up making a little bit of money on that last move. But I really would like to see a new play, a new pop here shortly. Ross is out of BATL. Good to know, Denny. So maybe I should have added. EONR? No. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ian. Curious to see what kind of PRs we get today. Some of these companies were scrambling over the weekend to compose a PR related to war, oil, drones, whatever, to see if to try to be relevant. And outside of that too, Israeli stocks. Again, I don't really see what other people are saying, so a lot of these are just my ideas, but I just noticed in the past, usually the drones, the oil, the war, Israeli, especially now that it's Middle East, probably something to pay attention to is where these companies are based out of. Wouldn't be surprised if Israeli stocks pop irrationally too today. We're just hanging out till 7:30, riding out a couple hundred shares on BATL, hoping I get a flush back to VWAP. If we start breaking new highs over 13, I'll probably cut, but TMDE, I went ahead and trimmed half my 1,000 shares. And that's the only other thing I'm in. So we'll hang out, see what other plays pop up, and go from there. INDO's pushing again. It is. What's the daily look like on this one? Huh. But yeah, the way I'm probably going to play these oil stocks is, again, I'm not going to completely avoid them, but I'm going to wait for them to make just really irrational pushes and then probably just wait to enter. So with INDO, thanks T-Mac getting it on my radar, I probably will wait. Could I enter it here and it flush back to VWAP? Yeah, probably, but I'll probably wait for a little bit stronger push, kind of closer to this $10 level personally, just in case. In BATL, I got an order sitting at 1063, just in case it wants to get back to VWAP. I might adjust that if I think it's not going to get back there, but as of right now, it's just a standing order right there. INDO, I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Oh, BATL must be dropping. It is. There we go. Let's see if we get back to VWAP. I just could see my P&L very green on it. I was like, what was that? So it made a little move down, but I want to see it drop a little bit more. But I'm going to pull up both these and just keep an eye on them. But again, I'm going to be mostly scalping, not holding for a big flush on these because it's pre-market and all the action happened over the weekend. So I don't think we're going to get a super clean fade on these. It's probably just going to be a lot of scalping opportunities. INDO, like I said, I'll have an order wait. You know, I might go ahead and put in an order. What's the float on this one? Do I have to worry about this one squeezing me? Because I don't like leaving orders if the float is too small. Oh, this is 9 million. Yeah, I don't mind leaving an order for this one. Could it keep squeezing? Yes, for sure. But the float being 9 million, I'm not as concerned. So I'll probably set me an order. Man, I wish BATL. I probably should trim a little bit here at right at 11 though. But INDO, I'll probably set an order at like 9.95. Doing that now if it wants to squeeze up there. There we go. BATL still dropping. For a second, I did not think the play was going to play out like this. I honestly thought it was about, and I said it even before it happened. Again, not to give myself credit, but if out of all of them, BATL has my guard up the most. Or I have my guard up the most with this one. USEG, another. There's going to be so many scalping opportunities with these oil tickers. Money's just going to rotate through them. They're just going to take turns popping, I believe. Oh, BATL banking on this one. I can't remember what I told you. I think I told you I only had 200. I got 400, so I might go ahead and trend. Well, my exit's 1023, 1063. Let's see if it drops a little bit more. TMDE's pushing a little bit. STAK's pushing. I'm gonna let it keep pushing. 65 level doesn't look too terrible on it though. For a quick scout, what's going on with this? Why is it pushing? Let's see, STAK. Chinese. I didn't play it, but it went right to 65. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything new on it. A little flush on INDO here. Again, like I was saying, I think there's going to be a lot of these scalping opportunities on these pushes. Just, I think the key is going to be just not get into too early with them. Nice play, BATL. Yeah, it ended up working out nicely. T-Bone, I'll probably message you in Discord at some point. See how you played some of these in the past. Y'all know how I'll play mine, but curious other good traders in the group, how y'all have historically played these oil tickers. Try to mostly just scalp them on the extended moves. Instead of just holding, waiting for a big flush, because that's a recipe for disaster, I think, with some of these. At some point, that'll be a good strategy, but I don't think it's today in pre-market, though. 7:30, let's see if we get us some new PRs coming out. Yeah, there's a few. STAK ended up flushing off 65 pretty cleanly. NTLA, weird little pop here. I never did get my fill on BATL, so I just moved it up to 1076. So let's see if we, because it did drop to what, 1075 last time. So let's see if I get that fill on those 400, and I'll probably just get completely out of it, because again, I'm gonna just mostly scalp these, not hold for bigger moves. Phase 3 news. Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave it alone. It's probably a bigger market cap than I typically trade. That was that other scanner. I guarantee it is, because I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, 1.6 billion. Yeah, it's a little out of my price zone. Bro, I can't get my cover fill on BATL. I probably should just, if it bounces here and I didn't get that cover, I'm gonna be annoyed. It filled your 75. Let's go. Good, 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 good. But yeah, NTLA not super interested in. So I'm gonna just let it. Even the chart, I don't like this like weird drop and then pump. Well, dang, no big pumps at 7:30. NTLA pushing again. Do what y'all will, but I don't like these phase 3 plus bigger market cap. I think it could push. And it's not even about the pushing, it's the push and holds with these bigger market caps. I don't get a lot of opportunity to see, like, look at it now, to scalp, to get in and out. So that's why I don't love these. I moved my BATL cover to 1086. So I'm not confident it's going to hit my 260. Gosh, it keeps bouncing here at 11. I probably should just cover here. $10.86. Let's slap it. Here we go. We're so close. TPET starting to curl up. I would be very interested in this one if it gets to $1. Yeah, I have an order waiting on INDO at 9.95. TPET. Let me look and see. Do a little more research on this one. 11 million float. Yeah, I might even have a standing order here. 98 cents for TPET. Then another one at probably 114. I know that's a big gap, but just in case we see some crazy wick. And we have both the 200s. Y'all know I love the 200s, so they've been producing lately, especially in after hours. We had a bunch this past week because I do the after hours sessions in Discord, and had a bunch that flushed right off the 200. And my BATL finally got filled, so I'm out of BATL. Yeah, Denny, I think you're right. This one will at some point. What uh I just think there's going to be another opportunity to get a better average. But you're right. I mean, look where it started just a few days ago, $4. So I think you're 100% right. There's going to be a flush. I just don't know if it's going to be this early. 7:30 on Monday. But I do think it's going to have a nasty flush at some point. Yeah, no, I again, you know how I like your style, Denny. You kind of hold runners or you hold some and you scalp the others. It's probably a good way to treat BATL. Because when it cracks, it will crack hard. That's kind of what I'm doing with TMDE. I'm still holding some with here. I think there's a good chance people lose interest in this one though. Before BATL, but I might be wrong. STAK is climbing. Retest that 65 level. I'm not going to play it. I just don't. There's not enough on this move for me to love it. So I'm just going to observe. Right, me too, Denny. I think that's why I went ahead and got out of it, because I want to see this thing have another little pop. Because look what it did pre-market Friday. It doesn't look that intense now, but look how strong this move was. And it got both these moves caught Ross, by the way. I watched this little recap video. And so pushed hard, red. Pushed hard, red. So it has a history of, like, after it makes strong put, and even this one, look at the 4 a.m. play. You caught that, didn't you, Denny, with BATL this morning? But strong move, then gives it back. So there probably will be a chance that it does give a lot back here at some point. Good morning, good morning. Yes, Denny, you a beast, bro. Of course you caught that. Of course you did. Where is the 200s on this one? Oh yeah, and it's around the dollar level. Yeah, I would play SCAK there. Seems like the 65-cent level is holding up pretty well, but I think it's a weak level, to be honest. But it is a level. But you're right, if it gets to $1 or close to these 200s, very interested, very interested. And that's kind of what I meant when I'm not interested in. I just want to see it push a little more. There's just not a lot on this move. Can you make money on this move? For sure, but I'm not interested. SABR, is this a play? SABR. No. It would have to push quite a bit. And again, I'm not familiar with this company either, so it's probably bigger than I typically play. Yep, 466 million market cap. So not interested. You know, you've been shorting too long when you if you don't recognize a ticker, you know it's over your market cap. But most of these I'm pretty familiar with. Every now and then I get surprised with a new ticker I haven't played, but most of these, I don't have that great of a memory either, especially after the brain injury, but we do see a lot of the same tickers pump though. Yeah, TMDE is not doing much. I think if there's really some tickers that start stealing attention, TMDE is probably going to be cooked. Very frustrating to trade those. Yeah, I don't mind this price. You can still see it's downtrending at least. It is slow, but again, I at least like the direction it's headed. I hate those ones that grind up on me. Man, I hate being in those. Gore, are you long or short? Short? Gord 5061. And if any of y'all are new, interested in how I usually play these pre-market plays, at least the initial pops, I have a free PDF that I just attached as well. If you're interested. So DLXY, I just got an alert for. DLXY. Ooh, okay. It's pushing. 4 million float. I'm about to take a stab. And it's an oil company. If it drops a little bit more, I'm gonna trim some. All right, trim some there. I had an order waiting at 141. It got filled. Next one's at 131. And then I'll be completely out. If it gets back up to 169, I got another entry waiting for it. These are like my favorite kind of plays, as long as it doesn't squeeze on me. Just these quick scalps in and out on the excessive pumps. Just don't get a lot of these anymore because the market's been so slow. Because I like to see it pretty extended. Does have really big insider ownership, but again, not too concerned right now with just this quick pre-market pop. So let's see what happens. I'm only riding out half my shares anyways. Oh, I didn't realize how good my exit was. I got in at, or my entry was, I got in at 172. Let's go. That was a great entry. I feel like y'all probably think I'm lying sometimes. Danny was telling me about this, about how I get these good entries. I always feel like I'm lying to y'all since y'all can't see it, but I ended up banking on this one. All right, I'm completely out. It hit my 131. I'll send a screenshot to the Discord. But anyways, yeah, call it a solid move on that one. So 172, trimmed a little at 141, and the rest at 131. So it could flush, go negative, whatever, but since it's oil related, again, I'm going to scalp these more than just hold them for now. Yeah, I almost, so yeah, between the two exits, my average close was 137 and my entry was 172. Worked out. Anything else moving? Oh, you got to go 1-2 burritos. 166. RBNE, strong move towards VWAP. Probably could be a play, but I'm probably going to sit this one out until I do. Let me do a little research on it. I don't want to get in too early. That's a strong move to VWAP though. Is this, oh, and this is energy too? Yeah. I don't want to play the bottom side of these, and what I mean by bottom side is like this one's already died under VWAP. Could it hit VWAP here and fail? Yeah, it's probably going to happen, but I just don't want to get in too early and then it starts ripping. So I'm probably going to pass on this one, but it's looking like it's going to flush off of it though. DLXY dropping. Just one of those per pre-market would be great. Burritos. Wait till you, and again, I know you've been around trading for a minute, but I know you, I don't know if you were with us, I don't believe so, through some of the last hot markets, but believe me, when it heats up, there will be a lot of those opportunities. And I'm hoping it's this month when it heats up. Because honestly, that's, you know, I joke around and say I'm not that great of a trader. You know, especially long, I just kind of find the edges. But man, this is where I made my fame, was these pre-market quick pops like DLXY. I guarantee 80% of my profit has been from these plays, like historically. These just quick, excessive pops, get in quick, catch the flush. And that's why I got rocked so much last time it got hot, because they would just keep pushing. So I had to adjust a little bit. Wait for them to get a little more extended. But yeah, no, I love these quick pops. You don't really have to be that great of a trader, I don't think. Just wait for them to push a little bit excessively, get in close to the top, try to catch the move down. You will get burnt, that's part of it. There will be some that just keep pushing. Just, you gotta cut them quick or average out at a level. But those are my favorite, and they're adrenaline rushes too. DLXY, I was worried about the daily. To me, it looked like it had room to go. Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I just saw a quick pop that was excessive. No news. The float didn't scare me, so I just took a stab. Let me see what the daily looked like. Yeah, this one has room to, for sure. I think it'll take news or something to get back up here to 4. But yeah, you have every right to be concerned. And again, it's not, there will be ones that burn me. Y'all have seen some burn me. So it's not a guaranteed, but I still love these plays. These just excessive quick moves. Take a quick stab, come back to reality. And a lot of times they'll come back to reality and make their next move up too. So we just haven't had a lot of these, because over the past month it's been, you'll see some of these moves, but it doesn't give you a chance to get in. This one at least gave me a chance to get in, where it flushes so quick you don't even get in. RBNE, good call on the VWAP retest. Yeah, but again, burritos, that's what I used to do a lot. That's how I made most of my money, those quick stabs and get out. And again, like I said, the crypto treasury, when they started making their second, third, fourth, fifth legs, I got burnt. So it's not a perfect science, but in slower markets it tends to work. But again, you'll see me get burnt doing it too, so I'm not going to pretend like it's 100%, but I'm pretty good at not letting the damage be too bad. Yeah, Todd, it seems like you've been having a lot of trouble with TradeZero. So you have no buying power? And you didn't hold anything overnight. I probably shouldn't say that's how I made 80%, but I guarantee it's been at least 70% of my, because 2024, that's mostly all I did, which is short pre-market pops. And after hours pops. Limited DD done. Now I'll do a lot more due diligence. Oh, that's why, Todd. So the way I'm gonna murder this, but the way if you hold Thursday night, that counts at, I don't know, I'm gonna miss, but long story short, yeah. So when you hold on TradeZero on Thursday night, the way the buying power would work is like if you held it over the weekend. So you have to pay. I don't hold overnight hardly ever anymore, but or basically never. But Thursdays you want to kind of avoid because you'll have to pay overnight fees for multiple days. Friday, for whatever reason, you only have to pay one night. So that's probably what it is. It's probably that Thursday hold kind of had your buying power jacked up. But that's still weird. You don't have any though. But I never went below 25,000. It's not about that. Some of these higher ticket or higher borrow rate tickers, sometimes if you hold a 10K position, sometimes you need 300% of value to be able to hold them. So let's say if you held a $10,000 position and you needed 30K borrowing or buying power to hold them. Again, I'm probably murdering how to word these things, but talk to TradeZero, and it's almost 8 o'clock, but it's a little funky when it comes to holding things overnight and buying power. It uses quite a bit more most of the time. And the fees on TradeZero was like $4 for the overnight hold. Yeah, Todd, but I'll let you talk to him. I could be wrong, but it's probably something to do with that overnight hold on Thursday. Yes.
DLXY.
So let's see if it's 8 o'clock. Let's see if we get some. Oh yeah, there's already 20 PRs come out. So let's see if we get some moving.
ZeroWeb.
Yeah, that tool's very useful too. The overnight borrow tool, I wouldn't dare hold without looking at it because sometimes those overnight borrow fees are astronomical for some of these tickers. Like some will be like $1, $2 for 1,000 shares, $3 for 1,000 shares, and then sometimes you'll look and it'll be like $1,000. I'm not kidding. So obviously you don't want to hold those. That's kind of an extreme example, but I've seen hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I've paid for them in the past when I used to hold a lot more. And if I was stuck in a position and thought there's a good chance it would flush the next morning. But I don't hold overnight anymore unless it's on the Trade the Pool account. And there might be a day I do it again, but I just kind of prefer not to. But there's an edge though. Most of these, especially the ones that pop in after hours, most of them gap down. Like even what was it, CDIO that you were in earlier with DHK? Like this one gapped down substantially. So there's, just look at close, what, about 640, and then it gapped all the way down to 550. Crazy. Well, I'm a little disappointed. I didn't see anything pop at 8 o'clock. AERT, is that one moving now? TPET. TPET, is it pushing back up? Yeah, that's what I think we're going to keep seeing. It's just a lot of these oil stocks just take turns making pushes, honestly. If this one gets up close to $1, I'll take a stab. I think I have an order waiting at 98 cents, actually. Let me see. No. I thought I did, but I'm on set one. Again, there's high risk setting orders in pre-market, just in case they push, but I'm not too concerned with TPET. So I have a couple thousand waiting up there now. TMD. You think that might be the one? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I still think if any of them pushes hard, it's going to be BATL, but who knows? Who knows? And all of them might. I don't know. TPET, okay. I'm not interested in it here, but if it gets a little bit closer to the 200, I got an order waiting at 98. Trying not to chase. And then I'm gonna set another order at 109 and probably another one at 119. It's probably gonna be the next few places. I don't feel like getting the locates yet, but I'm willing to place orders there as well.
TMD.
TMDE. Nope. Just a heads up, I believe I saw moon pumping TPET. Good to know. Let me see. It's funny, yeah, you're right. He has been. I turn his notifications on, but it's not even, I ignore them, so it's not even beneficial. Looks like he's closed most of his position. He's in that flex phase where he's talking about how much money he made on his own pumps, which is comical, but I won't get into that. Again, I'm waiting for the push on TPET. It's probably, you know, historically I'll take stabs a little bit early on some of these plays, but with this one, I don't want to get in too early. I just want to scalp these extended moves, catch the flushes. It's tempting to stab it right here, but I'm going to try to wait. I want to see it push a little bit more. And if I miss it, I miss it. I'm having a decent morning, so 968 on the morning so far. So nothing to write home about, but I don't want to give it away getting into a ticker too early. So and I'm filled. Next entry 109. This might be the one that really pushes hard today too, since it's so cheap. But again, we'll see. Still early. One of these will probably rip. Push a little bit more. My next order is at 109. Then my last stab will probably be 119. Kind of wish it would wick up to 110 real quick and then come back down. I was hoping we'd get a few more plays that were not related to Iran, like the oil war type plays, because I was hoping we'd get some biotechs or something that probably people don't care about right now, but would get an initial pop. But we didn't get them. It's obviously struggling right here. Dollar plus the 200. I love stacked levels like this. It's having to sit on my hands not to add more size here, to be honest. But since it's a theme, I'm going to wait and just see if it keeps pushing. My next add is 109. AAOI is hitting new highs. Yeah, it's way too big for me to be interested. Todd, what'd they say? I mean, there's a bunch out there. None that I recommend, though. If somebody in the chat wants to help you out, they can, but none I can recommend. Because I only recommend things I've tried. SGN. Man, DLXY ended up fading hard. SGN, little pop here. See the bottom side right here where it wicked down 1, 2, 3 times. Oh look, that's right where it went to. So I'm not going to enter it. There's not enough on the move, but if it wants to push more, I'll be interested. Now, I would love for something else to push right now and see if we can get a little flush on TPET. it was a margin call. That should not happen, but it might take time to remove the restriction.
ZeroWeb. DLXY.
Man, look at this round trip. I thought I killed it too. 172 to 131. GBR.
TPET.
Let's see if we get a little bit of a flush here.
TMD.
TURB push here. $2.5 million market cap, energy, or 2.5 float. My bad. I always get those, say them backwards. 2.5 million float. American company. Pretty extended little move here. Well, only about 12 cents, honestly. So I'm gonna pass on it. But here we go. Now it's starting to get a little interesting.
Gerb.
All right, I'm getting ready to take a stab on it now. Got an entry 96. Little sketchy. And they have news. Uh-oh. Let's see. 8:15 they had news. Okay, got it. See if we get a little flush. I might trim early on it since there's news behind it. There we go. Had an order waiting at 91. My next one's going to be at 86. I'm not going to hang around too long with this one since this one had news. And if we push any higher, I'm probably going to stop out. So what did it get up to? 106. So I'll set my stop at 107. Well, we're already there, so it's going to be 111. I'm not going to just average up on it. So I have a stop at 111. See if it stops me out. It did. So I'm not in it anymore. I might play it, but I'm going to let it push a little bit. Figure out where I want to get in it next. Kind of empty. It's kind of at the top of these. Let's see what it does here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. See where it's trying to go. You got the 200, so I might wait to the $2 level. If I play it again, it'll probably be up there. TPET still hanging out. Now that it's hesitating, it's kind of tempted to take a stab here. What did the news really say? The news, just looking at the headline, looked kind of weak on it, but again, it's kind of a relevant ticker right now with the oil stuff, so I'm gonna just keep my guard up with it. I'm about to take another stab at it. Yeah, I'm in it. There we go. There we go. And basically just waited for it to look like it was topping out, hesitated, flipped to red, caught a little flush on it, got out at 113, so didn't make that much on it, but 126 to 113. Got at least my money back from stopping out on it. But it could flush more, and it's probably going to, because the news looks pretty weak. This is one of those PRs I was talking about. I was like, who's going to pump a PR and try to relate it to what's going on? And this one feels kind of like one of those PRs. They highlighted commercial traction for its AI-driven industry electrification platform, citing a 53 million signed backlog. So they mostly just released a PR saying that, hey, we have 53 million in signed contracts. We want to let y'all know about it. TPET still dropping. I'm still holding my full size from 98 cents. USEG's pushing. Thanks, T-Mac. USEG. 16 million market cap, 57. 60 million float, 57 market cap. Let it push a little bit more, and then I'll be interested in this one as well. You probably can tell the theme right now. I'm just waiting for them to get a little too extended and just try to ride them back to reality. What ended up happening to TURB? TURB. I guess that was a good exit at 113. I'm probably going to leave this one alone for now. See what it does. If it pushes back to maybe 126, 130, potentially might take another stab at it, but since it's oil and it has a PR, I'm going to be a little cautious with it. Yeah, let's go TPET. Again, I only entered 2,000 shares on it, so I'm not up that much, but I'm not really sure why I played this one so small, but all good. Five minutes till 8:30. TURB looks like it might make its next leg down here. It might try to bounce here on the 5 minute 9, but again, I'm gonna try to hold for a little bit bigger flush. TRB's pushing a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off on entering this one again until it's a little bit of a gap fill here though. Around 2, and that's where we start interacting with the 200s as well. 194 is the first one, and then 236. So yeah, if we get close to these $192 level, I'll be more interested in it. Basically break even on it. Stopped out once. Well, caught a little bit of a flush, trimmed half my shares. Then I got stopped out on the other half. Then I caught a quick little move on it, so probably break even on it. TPET, see if it keeps dropping. Again, there is a chance it'll bounce here on this 5 minute moving average, the 9, but I'm gonna roll the dice, see if it keeps flushing a little bit more. Really, honestly, if any of y'all are in it, sorry, but I kind of want to see it push TURB because it'll take the money flow away from TPET, I think, and we'll see a better flush. Okay, see, oh, it didn't break though. But if this breaks, I guarantee, well, I shouldn't say guarantee, I think there's a high likelihood that TPET flushes harder if TURB breaks a new high here. But as of right now, it's not doing it. Are you trading on TradeZero? Yeah. Hey Justin, you buy stocks at, and again, and Gord, I'm a short seller. Just FYI, I can tell a lot of your comments have been related to going long. I am a short seller. Hey Justin, you buy stocks at 100 share blocks. No, so here we go. Let's see if we get that flush. See, here it goes. We finally broke the 9 right there. So let's see if we keep dropping now. We saw TURB make that push. See if we get the money. We're about to break 90 cents here.
Turb.
Here it is. Let's go. Okay, anyways. How can you short subbies then? TZ doesn't allow, yeah, they do. They used to not, but anything from 50 cents to $1 you can short now. They used to not let you short anything under $1. But you're right. But they've made some changes over the last, I don't know, it's been like that for a minute though. I don't know what the question is then, but no, I just, again, it depends on my conviction. So I'm usually getting in about 1,000 share increments at a time. But again, it depends on price, because like this one, I entered 2,000 initially. You know, if it's a $2 or $3 ticker, it's usually 1,000 shares. So trimming a little here on TPET. I took 1,000 off right there. You see, here comes TMDE. But I'm glad y'all could see a good example of money rotation. Called it. It's like if TURB pushes and breaks a new high, TPET will flush. So again, when things get hot, remember this. This is our edge as short sellers, not chasing the new shiny ticker that could rock us. Again, I do that, but don't forget about the ones that might potentially flush if attention gets stolen from it. I really think that's one of our true edges. And I'm completely out. I closed out my whole position on TPET there at 87. Made a couple hundred on it. Should have went heavier on it, but I'll take it. Over a grand on the session, so not bad for the size I traded. So I'll take it. Any thought on block XYZ? That sounds like a big market cap. Yeah, that's no idea about block. That's outside of my. I'm not familiar with big tickers like that. I trade small caps under 200 million. Block, I'm sure, is multiple billions. So there's somebody better to ask about that. Yeah, 38 billion. All right, all cash for now. And I usually wrap up about this time. So I'm gonna scan to see if there's any plays that look interesting. If not, I'll see y'all in the Discord. Let me see, not really seeing much that looks super interesting. TURB. So to elaborate more on this one, I'm not against playing this one, but it'll be in the $1.90 to $2 range before I consider a position on it. Just because I think the news is really not, I mean, well, I just don't think it's really that impressive. But it's kind of relevant to the theme right now, so I don't want to get in too early. So when it gets, I'll set an alert. I'm not going to have a standing order, but I'll set an alert for when it gets to like over 180 to get it back on my radar, because I usually wrap up trading at this point until after market opens. Now I went ahead and closed my TMD runners too. I just closed out of everything so I could be all cash. Because Denny, you're probably right. They probably will flush, but I think they're gonna. It's still early. It's still early. It's only 8:30. I think we're gonna see a lot of these tickers put up a fight before we get that flush. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. So I'm not holding any runners right now. Watch this, Denny. You're gonna be holding on to all of these, and they're gonna like flush. TMDE's gonna flush to like $1 now because I said that. Yeah, I probably should be holding some runners, but I don't know. I'm all cash now, so. All right, guys, I'll be back in the Discord after 8:30, and if y'all are not in the Discord, I do exclusive live streams there. We've been having some pretty good luck with after hours too. I'm gonna do one today, probably every day this week, honestly. So if you want to learn more, link is in the description, and if not, I will see y'all tomorrow, 7 a.m.